The girl everyone trusted. The car moved fast through the city streets, lights flashing past the windows. Ada sat quietly in the back seat beside Favor, while Sandra kept laughing and scrolling through her phone. Ada tried to smile, but her heart wasn't at peace. Something inside her whispered, "Go back home." But she told herself, "It's just one party. I'll leave early." After a while, the car stopped in front of a big building. It wasn't a club, and it didn't look like a normal house either. Tall walls, a heavy gate, and two men standing outside like guards. Sandra smiled. "Don't look scared, Ada. This is where the real people of the city meet." They walked in. Music played softly, but the air felt strange, too quiet for a party. People were drinking, laughing, and talking in low tones. Ada noticed that everyone seemed to be watching her. She whispered to Sandra, "Are you sure this is safe?" Sandra laughed and said, "You worry too much. Just relax." A man in a black shirt walked up to them. He looked older, maybe in his 40s. He smiled at Ada in a way that made her uncomfortable. "So this is the new girl?" he asked. Sandra nodded, "Yes. She's special." Ada frowned. "New girl? For what?" Before she could ask more, another man handed her a drink. She refused, saying, "No thank you, I'm fine." But Favor touched her arm gently, whispering, "Just one sip, so they won't think you're rude." Ada took a small sip, just one, but almost immediately, her body began to feel weak. Her hands trembled. The music sounded far away. Her legs couldn't carry her anymore. Sandra's voice echoed faintly. "She'll be fine. Just take her inside." Then everything went dark. When Ada woke up, her head was heavy. She tried to move, but her hands were tied to a chair. The room was small, dimly lit, and cold. Her heart started beating fast. She shouted, "Sandra! Favor! Where am I?" No one answered. She tried to stand, but her legs were weak. Tears rolled down her face. That was when she heard footsteps. A man entered, not one she knew. He looked at her quietly and said, "You stay here for a while. Don't make noise." Ada's voice broke. "Please, I want to go home." "What did I do?" The man didn't reply. He just locked the door and left. Ada cried until her voice went weak. She thought of her mother's voice again. The city shines, but not everything that shines is gold. That night, Ada prayed. She prayed with all her strength. "God, please, if you can hear me, save me. I don't know where I am, but I believe you can still help me." Outside the room, voices whispered, men talking in low tones. She couldn't hear all the words. But one sentence made her blood run cold. "We'll keep her until the weekend. The buyer is coming." Ada froze. She realized this was not a normal kidnapping, it was something far darker. Her tears dropped on the floor as she whispered, "Mama, I should have listened." The night felt endless. She didn't know what tomorrow would bring. But deep inside, Ada refused to give up. Somehow, she believed that the same God who saw her in the village would not abandon her in the city. Ada didn't know how many hours had passed. There was no window, only a small bulb hanging from the ceiling. Her wrists hurt from the ropes. Her eyes were swollen from crying. Sometimes she thought she was dreaming. But the pain reminded her it was real. The people she trusted had brought her here. She kept whispering, "Why, Sandra? Why did you do this to me?" From outside the door, she could hear laughter, footsteps, and the sound of keys. Every time the lock turned, her heart jumped. She didn't know who would walk in or what they would do. One afternoon, the door opened. It wasn't the man from before. This one was younger, maybe in his 20s. He carried a small tray of food and a bottle of water. He didn't say a word, but as he dropped the tray, their eyes met. For a moment, Ada saw something pity. She whispered softly, "Please, help me." The man looked around, then shook his head quickly. "I can't," he whispered back. "They'll hurt both of us." Tears filled Ada's eyes. "Please. I just want to go home. My mother, she doesn't even know where I am." He stood still for a moment. Then quietly, he untied one of her hands, pretending to fix the ropes. "It's something," he whispered. "And pray. Maybe God will send a way." Then he walked out and locked the door again. That night, Ada didn't sleep. She thought of her family, her mother at the market, her father returning from the farm, and her little siblings waiting for her letter from the city. She remembered how proud they were when she left Abodo Oma. Now, she was trapped, far away from everything that felt safe. She prayed again. "God, even if nobody remembers me, I know you do. Please, don't let them take me away." Outside, thunder roared in the distance. Rain began to fall, tapping gently on the roof. It reminded her of home, of the sound of rain on the zinc roof of their small house. And for the first time in days, she felt a small spark of hope. The next morning, the same young man returned. He looked nervous. "Ada," he said quietly, "they plan to move you tonight." Ada's heart raced. "Move me where?" He swallowed hard. "I don't know everything, but I heard them say the buyer is coming. Please, don't ask questions. Just be ready." He looked around, then slipped something under her blanket, a small pocket knife. "If you get a chance, use this. Don't let them see it. I'll try to help when the time comes." Before Ada could reply, he left. That night, Ada couldn't stop shaking. She hid the knife under her sleeve and prayed silently. Hours passed. Then she heard footsteps again, louder this time, and voices arguing. "She's not ready yet. We don't have time. The man is waiting." The lock clicked. The door opened. Ada's heart pounded as two men entered the room. She didn't know what would happen next. But she knew she couldn't give up. Her eyes filled with tears, but her spirit was strong. She whispered under her breath, "God, if you want to save me, do it tonight."